Today we are going to revise the chapter The Living World. What is living? When we try to define living, we simply understand that what living is as opposed to the non-living. There are some unique features of living organisms such as growth, reproduction, ability to sense environment, metabolism, ability to self-replicate, self-organize and interact. Features defining or characteristics seen in growth, increase in mass and increase number. It's a characteristic property. Both living intrinsic and non-living objects extrinsic. Reproduction, production of progeny of same kind. Characteristic, living organisms, but some exceptions are seen such as infertile human couples, mules and sterile worker bees. Metabolism, sum total of all the chemical reactions occurring in body. Defining, seen in all unicellular as well as multicellular organisms. Consciousness, ability to respond to external stimulus. Defining, seen in all unicellular as well as multicellular organisms. Only human is self-conscious. Cellular organization. Defining, seen in all unicellular and multicellular organisms. Reproduction is synonymous with growth in unicellular organisms, but not in multicellular organisms. A reaction in test tube is neither living or non-living. Photoperiod affects reproduction in seasonal breeders, both plants and animals. In planaria flatworms, we observe true regeneration. Properties of tissues are not present in constituent cells. Similarly, properties of cell organelles are not present in the molecular constituents of these organelles, but arise due to the interactions. The patient lying in coma has no self-consciousness. All living organisms, present, past and future, are linked to one another by the sharing of the common genetic material, but to varying degrees. Living organisms are self-replicating, evolving and self-regulating interactive systems capable of responding to the external stimuli. Diversity in the living world. Biodiversity is the number and types of organisms present on Earth. The number of species that are known and described ranges between 1.7 to 1.8 million. As local names vary from place to place, there is need to standardize the naming of living organisms. This process is nomenclature. Before nomenclature, identification should be done. Scientific names are based on the agreed principles and criteria which are provided in ICBN, International Code of Botanical Nomenclature, for plants, and ICZN, International Code for Zoological Nomenclature for animals. The most accepted systems for naming of organisms is binomial nomenclature, given by Carolus Linnaeus. According to this, each scientific name has two names, the generic name and the specific epithet, and are generally in Latin. Example: mango, Mangifera indica Linn. Genus and species. Genus starts with a capital and letter and species starts with small letter. Scientific name should be printed in italics. If handwritten, should be underlined separately. Name of the author should be at the end of the biological name in abbreviated form. Classification. Classification is process by which anything is grouped and into convenient categories. The scientific terms for these categories is taxa: dogs, cats, mammals, plants, etc. Hence, based on characteristics, all living organisms can be classified into different taxa. This process is called taxonomy. Taxa indicate categories at very different levels. Example: animals, mammals and dogs represent taxa at different levels. Taxonomy and evolution relationships. Systematics. Morphology, anatomy, cell structure, development of process and ecological informations are basis of modern taxonomic studies. Characterization, identification, classification and nomenclature are basics of taxonomy. Taxonomic categories. Each step in classification is called category or rank. As it is a part of taxonomy, hence called taxonomic category, and all categories constitute the taxonomic hierarchy. There are 7 obligate categories. Subcategories are also developed by scientists. The number of common characteristics goes on decreasing from species to the kingdom. Each rank or taxon in fact represents a unit of classification. Ascending order of classification. Species, basic and lowest category. Genus comprises a group of related species. Family comprises a group of related genera, characterized on the basis of both vegetative and floral characters. Order has related families characterized mainly on floral characters. Class has assemblage of related orders. Phylum or division. For plants, division is used as related classes. Kingdom. The word systematics is derived from Latin word systema, which means systematic arrangement of organisms. Higher the category, greater is the difficulty of determining the relationship between two other taxa at the same level. Hence, the problem of classification becomes more complex. Organisms with their taxonomic categories. Common name, biological name, genus, family, order, class, phylum or division. Man, Homo sapiens, Homo, Hominidae, Primata, Mammalia, Chordata. Housefly, Musca domestica, Musca muscidae, Diptera, Insecta, Arthropoda. Mango, Mangifera indica, Mangifera, Anacardiaceae, Sapindales, Dicotyledonnae, Angiospermae. Wheat, Triticum aestivum, Triticum, Poaceae, Poales, Monocotyledonnae, Angiospermae. Taxonomical aids. These aids are prime source of taxonomical studies. Monograph. Monograph contains information of any one taxon. Museum. Generally set up in schools and educational institutes. Has preserved plants and animal specimens. Large animals are usually stuffed. Insects are preserved in insect boxes. Manual. Are useful in providing information for identification of species found in an area. Zoological parks. Wild animals are kept in their natural environment. Keys. Analytic in nature, based on contrasting characters generally in pair couplet, based on similarities and dissimilarities. Each statement is called a lead. Botanical garden, have collection of living plants for reference. Each plant is labeled. Largest botanical garden at Kew, England. Indian Botanical Garden in Hora. Flora, provides index to the plant species found in particular area. Herbarium, storehouse of dried processed and preserved plant specimens based on sheets. Each sheet carries a label which has information of specimens.